Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, my name is Wahyuni Dwitia. Today I want to present to you my paper about the novel with the title is The Old Man and the Sea. Chapter 1, Introduction, with the contents: A. Definition of literature. B. Types of literature. C. Definition of prose. A definition of literature. Literature broadly is any collection of written work, but it is also used more narrowly for writing specifically considered to be an art form, especially prose, fiction, drama, and poetry. B. Types of literature, which is fiction, non-fiction, folktale, drama, poetry, novel, and biography. C. Definition of prose. Prose refers to any written word that follow a basic grammatical structure, or think words and prose arranged into sentence and paragraph. Chapter 2, Discussion. Title: The Old Man and the Sea. Author's biography. Ernest Miller Hemingway, born on 21 July in 1890 and died in 2 July 1960, was an American novelist, short story writer, journalist, and sportsman. His comical and understated style, which he termed the iceberg theory, had a strong influence on 20th century fiction. While his adventurous lifestyle and his public image brought him an admiration from later generations, Hemingway produced most of his work between the middle 1920s and the middle 1950s, and he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1954. He published 7 novels, 6 short story collections, and 2 non-fiction works. 3 of his novels, 4 short story collections, and 3 non-fiction works were published posthumously. Many of his works are considered classics of American literature. Hemingway was raised in Oak Park, Illinois. After high school, he was a reporter for a few months for the Kansas City Star before leaving for the Italian front to enlist as an ambulance driver in World War I in 1980. He was seriously wounded and returned home. His wartime experience formed the basis for his novel A Farewell to Arms in 1929. In 1921, Hemingway married Hadley Richardson, the first of 4 wives. They moved to Paris, where he worked as a foreign correspondent and fell under the influence of the modernist writers and artists for the 1920s Lost Generation expatriate community. His debut novel, The Sun of the Rise, was published in the 1926. He divorced Richardson in 1927. He married Pauline Pfeiffer. They divorced after he returned from the Spanish Civil War in 1936 until 1939, which he covered as a journalist and which was the basis for his novel For Whom the Bell Tolls in 1940. Martha Gellhorn became his third wife in the 1940s. He and Gellhorn separated after he met Mary Wells in London during World War II. Hemingway was present with Allied troops as a journalist at the Normandy landings and the liberation of Paris. Hemingway maintained permanent residence in Key West, Florida in the 1930s and in Cuba in the 1940s and 1950s. He almost died in the 1954 after plane crash on successive days with injuries leaving him in pain and ill health for much of the rest of his life. In 1959, he bought a house in Ketchum, Idaho, where in the middle 1961 he died by suicide with a shotgun. Summary: The Old Man and the Sea tells the story of battle between aging, experienced fisherman Santiago and a larger marlin. The story opens with Santiago having gone in 84 days without catching a fish, and now being seen as a sallow, the worst form of unluckiness. He is so unlucky that his young apprentice, Manolin, has been forbidden by his parents to sail with him and has been told instead to fish with successful fishermen. The boy visits Santiago each night, hauling his fishing gear, preparing food, talking about American baseball and his favorite player, Joe DiMaggio. Santiago tells Manolin that on the next day he will venture far out in the Gulf Stream, north of Cuba in the Strait of Florida to fish, confident that his unlucky streak is near its end. Element of prose, themes, perseverance, pain and suffering, circle of life, physical, strength and skill, pride, honor, respect. Characters: Santiago, the old man of the novel's title. Santiago is a Cuban fisherman who has had extended run of bad luck. Despite his expertise, he has been unable to catch a fish for 84 days. He is humble, yet exhibits a justified pride in his abilities. His knowledge of the sea and its creatures of his craft is unparalleled and helps him preserve a sense of hope regardless of circumstance. Throughout his life, Santiago has been presented with a contest to test his strength and endurance. The marlin with which he struggled for 3 days represents his greatest challenge. Paradoxically, although Santiago ultimately loses the fish, the marlin is also his greatest victory. The marlin. Santiago hooks the marlin, which we learn at the end of the novella, measured 18 feet on the first afternoon of his fishing expedition. Because of the marlin's great size, Santiago is unable to pull the fish in, and the two become engaged in a kind of tug-of-war that often seems more like an alliance than a struggle. The fishing line serves as a symbol of their fraternal connection. Santiago fishes with the fish. When the captured marlin is later destroyed by a shark, Santiago feels destroyed as well. Like Santiago, the marlin is implicitly compared to Chris. Manolin, a boy presumably in his adolescence. Manolin is Santiago's apprentice and devoted attendant. The old man first took him out on a boat when he was merely 5 years old. Due to Santiago's recent bad luck, Manolin's parents have forced the boy to go out on different fishing boats. Manolin, however, still cares deeply for the old man, whom he continues to look as a mentor. His love for Santiago is unmistakable as the two discuss baseball and the young boy requests help for villagers to improve the old man's impoverished condition. Joe DiMaggio. Although DiMaggio never appears in the novel, he plays a significant role. Nonetheless, Santiago worships him as a model of strength and commitment, and his true turn toward DiMaggio whenever he needs to reassure himself of his own strength. Despite a painful bone spurt that might have crippled another player, DiMaggio went on to secure a triumphant career. He was a center fielder of the New York Yankees from 1936 to 1951 and is often considered the best all-around player ever at that position. Perico the reader assumes on the bodega in Santiago's village. He never appears in the novel, but he served an important role in the fisherman's life by providing him with newspapers that report the baseball scores. This established him as a kind man who helps the aging Santiago. Martin, like Perico, Martin, a cafe owner in Santiago's village, does not appear in the story. The reader learns of him through Manolin, who often goes to Martin for Santiago's supper. As the old man says, Martin is a man of frequent kindness who deserves to be repaid. Setting: Cuba, near Havana, in the 1940s, mostly on the water. Most of the novel takes place in the old man's boat or on the sea. Hence the title, The Old Man and the Sea, not The Old Man and His Shack, or The Old Man and the Fishing Village. Santiago has to do battle not only with the fish, but also with the elements, as he faces the sun, or hurts his eyes, and the night are too cold for comfort. The old man interacts with his environment, commenting frequently on the sun, moon, and stars. The plot in this novel is chronological plot. Characterization: protagonist is Santiago and Manolin. Antagonist is Martin and Pedrico. Moralism: persistence is a virtue. The entire story is based on the old man's refusal to give up in his battle with the fish. His determination, even when he seems overwatched in his little boat, is meant to be admired. Being true and self. The old man is completely secure in his identity as a fisherman and does not measure his self-worth in terms of what he catches. His fishing ability is inborn, and his knowledge of the sea is instinctive. Courage: the old man's battle with the fish is a kind of ultimate test of his courage. Although the old man does not think about it in that way, Hemingway's famous definition of courage as a grace under pressure comes into play here. As the fisherman, courage is less a conscious decision on his part than it is something necessary in order for him to perform his work. One's work should be one's art. The fisherman's adventure with the fish is a kind of expression of the artist at work, struggling with his material. In another sense, the instinctive way the old man approaches fishing is similar to the way the artist develops his work. In either case, his fishing is an expression of his inner personality and passion. The end is less important than the means. It is significant that the old man is not able to bring the fish to market and that all that is left of it in the end is the skeleton. What is important about the old man's struggle is not what he acquires, but how his struggle validates his identity as a fisherman. That's all of my presentation. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you on another presentation.